Ladies and gentlemen, what is up and welcome today to a brand new Marvel Contest of Champions series where we are going to explore utility within the game. Now it's 2018, there are just over 120 different characters in the game. So many characters have so many different abilities, it's so hard to know what are some of the best options for dealing with all sorts of different stuff in the game. So I wanted to make this series to share some really cool and interesting stuff and just dump like a ton of knowledge about certain character interactions, and I think it's going to be quite a fun one, and hopefully you can learn along with me, and maybe I can learn some stuff as well that I maybe wasn't aware of before. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about some of the most effective characters for dealing with healing or regeneration in the game, which characters can block it, which characters can reverse it, and also talking about some other interesting interactions. So this is going to be done in the format of a top 10 video because those are great for getting YouTube clicks, but also outside of that, we're going to talk about like all sorts of ways that you can potentially bypass and mitigate regeneration at kind of key points in the game where it does become a bit of a problem. But anyway, in terms of this top 10 list, ladies and gentlemen, let's start talking about some interesting characters that can block healing. So number 10 on this list that I have here is Proxima Midnight. So Proxima Midnight, again, a fairly new character to the game, but one of the very common themes with a lot of the characters that have been released recently is heal block, man. It's a very, very big thing. Now, Proxima Midnight's heal block actually comes from her special one. Now, below 50 hits, it has a 7-second duration. However, Proxima Midnight, she's a character that is built for those long, beefy fights, and if Proxima has more than 50 hits on her combo meter, the duration of this heal block is doubled. So for short, bursty fights, that's the 7-second heal block, it really isn't long enough to have like 100% uptime, but on those longer fights, once you can get it to 14 seconds, it's going to be really, really good for Proxima to use. So she comes in at number 10 there with her heal block. Now, the number 9 on our list is a character that we've played quite a lot recently, and again, a very, very new champion as well, and has a very circumstantial heal block, and that is the brand new version of Iron Man Infinity War. Now, there are two ways to trigger Iron Man Infinity War's heal block, and the first one is via his heavy attack. Now, the thing is, and the reason why Infinity War Iron Man's heal block is so low on this list, is it does last for 16 seconds, but it will only apply if your opponent is already suffering from some sort of regeneration effect. So you need a node like Vigor triggering, or like Deadpool's regeneration, or Goldpool's regeneration, or Wolverine's to actually get the heal block off on this dude. And it can be applied via the heavy attack and also the special one. But also, one of the big perks of the special one heal block here is the special attack one is always unblockable as well. So you can pretty much guarantee you're going to land it if you are heading in close proximity, because it's only that first hit of the special one which is unblockable. But if you're right next to the opponent, it's always going to fire off and going to reliably deal with it. So he's really, really good for dealing with healing, but only in scenarios where the opponent already has some sort of healing buff on them. Now, at number 8, ladies and gentlemen, we have, again, a fairly new character as well. I can promise you not all of these champions are brand new, man, but we've seen so many really effective heal block solutions in the form of newer characters. So this one is one of my favorite characters to play in terms of utility, Hulk Ragnarok, and he gets his heal block via his special one attack. Now, Gladiator Hulk, as of a couple of weeks ago, is now available in the premiums, the 4-star, and also the 5-star. And the way that this dude heal blocks, again, is the special attack 1, and prevents the target from recovering health for 10 seconds. So it has, you know, if you're spamming special 1s and playing fairly aggressively, you've got close to 100% uptime on this, but not quite. However, some of the matchups where Gladiator Hulk is really, really useful for already are matchups like Mephisto and also Magic, which have healing elements to them. Mephisto when he's at 30%, and Magic off a Limbo. So yeah, this can be very, very effective for mitigating some of the regeneration there. And also matchups outside of that, if you time this at crucial moments, it can work really, really nicely there. So Gladiator Hulk has a very solid heal block on him as well. Now, at number 4, again, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fairly new character who is I believe just about to be introduced into the premium, the 4-star pool, and kind of all the basic stuff, and that is Sentinel. Now, via his special one, he has a 6-second heal block, but the thing is with Sentinel is he's not really a super great champion until you get him to 100 analysis, and then he's absolutely insane. So once you get Sentinel to 100 analysis, and it's much easier to do when this character is awakened, the heal block duration is doubled. It's increased by 100%, and also can apply via block as well, which is a very, very nice additional effect. One more final thing about Sentinel as well: when he's at 100 analysis, the special one is only going to cost like 75% of 1 bar of power. So you've got this 12-second heal block. It applies through block. It only costs you 75% of 1 bar of power, so you can quite quickly get up there. Easy 100% uptime if you can apply heal block to the target, and also some pretty nice damage as well. So some really, really cool stuff there with Sentinel. Very, very effective new heal block champion. Now, for the next champion on this list, ladies and gentlemen, we go back to one of the old school OGs of Marvel Contest of Champions. We have Vision, who comes in the Age of Ultron one and also the classic version. And whenever the power drain reduces the opponent's power meter to 0, he's going to apply a heal block debuff that lasts for 7 seconds. However, one of the perks, especially with the Age of Ultron Vision, is that whenever he fires off a special attack, if he's awakened, he's going to gain a huge chunk of power as well, which is almost a bar of power at max level. So yeah, this can be very, very good for continually not only controlling power, but also heal blocking as well, which makes him a very, very effective option to deal with a lot of regeneration. So yeah, all around, really, really great character if you're playing him quite nicely. And Vision, double immunities as well. Very, very nice thrown into the mix there. Now, next up, we have another classic OG character that is been insanely popular throughout the course of her release for Realm of Legends Wolverine, who is Guillotine. So Guillotine has the ability with her special 2 not to block healing, but to reverse it for 10 seconds. Now, Guillotine is really only good for kind of those short bursty fights where there's really big regeneration right off the start, or, you know, within the first, like, 15-20 seconds, there's going to be a big regeneration coming up, because, yeah, you can get that heal reversal and it can just absolutely decimate the opponent. I feel like one of the annoying things, though, is she does need 2 souls, and you only get souls for dealing 6% of the opponent's maximum health, and they do expire every 10 seconds. One update that I'd love to see to Guillotine is just the souls don't expire, man. That needs to be something that happens with the character, because she is so behind other heal reversal characters like Void, man. She's just absolutely left in the ditch when it comes to a Void. But Guillotine for those short bursty fights, for a little bit of Act 5 Vigor for Realm of Legends Wolverine, for Labyrinth of Legends X23 can be a very, very valuable asset. And, if timed right and you've got a stacked enough Guillotine, can be quite powerful for, like Gold Paw in this month's event as well. But yeah, Guillotine, that heal reversal, it's OG, it's classic, it's still powerful in the right scenario, but you really do need to line up the right scenario for that one. So yeah, that's Guillotine at number 5. And then we have number 4, who is one of my favorite heal block champions to play. I took this dude up to rank 4 level 40 on the free-to-play account to deal with Sabretooth a couple of months ago for the X-Men event, and that is Yondu. So Yondu's heal block comes from his special ability 1, and it is just so incredibly dank, because on its own it has a 100% chance to heal block for 10 seconds. However, if the target is regenerating, it will inflict heal block for 20 seconds. So it's a 20-second heal block, comes off the special 1, is so quick, so rapid to apply, and yeah, just very, very useful for having 100% uptime easily on any target that has any form of regeneration. Really good for fighting Sabretooths, Wolverines, and yeah, dealing with some of the most annoying problems in the game. So yeah, I just really like Yondu as a very quick and effective solution to deal with like any form of regeneration. So he's a massive MVP. And then we have another, well, a fairly new character, been released in the last 12 months of the game, and that is Dr. Octopus. So Dr. Octopus works in a bit of a complicated way. You kind of do need to understand Dr. Octopus, but essentially the way that you trigger his heal block is via getting, once he doesn't have any active breakthroughs, it's 2 parries and 2 blocked hits, or a total of 3 parries, and that will give you the resource you need to trigger the heal block on the opponent. And then what you need to do is extend it up to 15 seconds via the special 3, and then you just spam the special 1 after that. It's very, very straightforward to do, and then you have a permanent heal block that you can keep up on the opponent, and you can just spam the special 1, you can refresh it, and a percentage of that healing, if your Dr. Octopus is awakened, is going to be siphoned to your Dr. Octopus. So it's really, really awesome for certain fights like Realm Legends Wolverine. And yeah, Brian Grant has a pretty good video of a 3-star Dr. Octopus versus Realm Legends Wolverine if you just want to see his heal block in action, but it's more like a heal block and also a heal siphon as well, which in certain scenarios where regeneration is ridiculous is going to make your Dr. Octopus like feel pretty much immortal. So yeah, really, really awesome character. Very, very powerful heal block when used correctly, but you know, you need a little bit of practice with Dr. Octopus and to play aggressively to pull it off quite well. Now, at number 2 on this list of heal block gods, we have Archangel. Ladies and gentlemen, we just did a pro tips video on Archangel a little bit earlier today, but if it can bleed, if it can be poisoned, Archangel is going to be one of the best heal block options, like so incredibly effective, usually in the majority of fights. By the 2nd or 3rd parry, you'll have his neurotoxin up, which is going to heal block the opponent for its duration, and then, yeah, you can just have, like, pretty much 100% uptime on it, like, just keep on stacking up those neurotoxins. You're going to deal so much damage, completely counter that regeneration, and just tear through the opponent so incredibly quickly. So yeah, Archangel is just so insane for whenever you can both bleed and poison the opponent for dealing with regeneration, and it's just like an absolute asset, an absolute MVP for a lot of the regeneration stuff in Act 5 for very, very quickly getting it down. And then finally, our number 1 option, ladies and gentlemen, is Void. So Void has some ridiculous heal reversal. Like, once you get all 6 debuffs on Void and then combine them, you get Fear of the Void. And then after that, you can get additional minus 50% heal reversal or minus 100%. Or if you have a very, very high signature level Void and you can play aggressively enough to get like 2 stacks of Fear of the Void, you can get like up to 200% regeneration reversal, which is absolutely insane. But even like 50-100% regeneration reversal and stuff like Alliance War, it is enough to get down some of the most difficult nodes currently, because a lot of the most annoying nodes in Alliance War are really like the heavy champions with a lot of regeneration, a lot of defense. Like node 24 is one of the biggest problems when it comes to high-tier Alliance War if you don't have a character like Void, but like Void just absolutely tears through that node, gets rid of the regeneration, and then starts reversing it. So yeah, he's just the absolute god when it comes to dealing with regeneration in this game at the moment. The ability to block it and then counter it is just so incredibly, incredibly strong. But yeah, Void is one of those characters that, again, like as a newer player, might seem a little bit overwhelming, but trust me, just like type in like Void node 24 if you want to see some incredibly, incredibly dank gameplay. He's just such an effective option. But ladies and gentlemen, on top of that, we have like a ton of other characters in the game that can deal with regeneration really, really well, and it kind of also depends and it's something to think about whenever regeneration is in your way. Where's the regeneration coming from? Is it coming from hitting the opponent? Is it something they have passive on a node? Do they have some sort of buff? Because there are various ways to deal with it. You know, if it's a buff, you can nullify it. If it's coming from the character, you can use ability accuracy reduction. So yeah, it's all about kind of playing smart when it comes to certain forms of regeneration and potentially using characters outside of this list. So just to give, you know, plenty of other shouts for this. Ghost Rider, his Fate Seal on the special free, if you get all the other judgments active before that, can be a very, very long time. You can get like 20-30 seconds worth of value off that on a full heal block, but again, it's not going to be something that you can continually fire off on his special one. But maybe if it's a buff related healing, you could Fate Seal off that. If it's an opponent like Realm Legends Wolverine, where all the healing's coming off hitting him, then ability accuracy reduction 100% is super effective. Then an Awakened Gwenpool can get, you know, completely stop that regeneration from triggering over 50 hits. Dr. Voodoo is very, very good at countering regeneration when the opponent can be poisoned. Just stacking a lot of poisons. Every poison reduces healing by 30%. So pretty much got 4, and your opponent really isn't going to be healing for much at all there. Captain America Infinity War with the tech synergy can apply Petrify at 25%. You need to be very, very aggressive and spam parries for that. But it can be, you know, a potential solution for dealing with some forms of regeneration and healing there. Again, shout out to Brian Grant, who did a video versus Realm Legends Wolverine with Captain America as well. And then we have Civil Warrior, who can get heal block off his heavy attacks and refresh it with his special attacks. Punisher 2099, who has an automatic 8-second heal block, which will drain 20% of his battery if your opponent applies a regeneration. That one really isn't too effective there, but it's something noteworthy. Magneto, you got a short heal block on the special too. Same situation with Venom Paul. Doctor Strange, his special 3 has a 5-second Fate Seal, which can be potentially used to remove like a healing buff, or like block healing at a very crucial point there. But yeah, Doctor Strange isn't really too great. Characters like Mephisto, if there's like an immediate regeneration, can you know, prevent that from applying if it's in the form of a buff. Then we have Scarlet Witch, who can nullify buffs. Hood as well, who can nullify buffs. So yeah, there are quite a few characters when it comes to dealing with the potential of regeneration in this game. And also MODOK, who via a special 1, if there's like a massive chunk of big immediate healing, if you time the special 1 right, can reverse it. But he's got a heal reversal for like a second and a bit off his special 1, so it's very, very short there. But at the right time, could be super, super valuable. But ladies and gentlemen, there we go. That is a massive knowledge dump. All of the info that I have off the top of my head when it comes to heal block characters. Again, if there's anything I've missed off or anything you'd like to add in the comments below, feel free to, man. I'm really, really interested to get some more perspective and opinion. And if there are any you know, super interesting interactions that we failed to mention, please do leave them in the comments below. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the top 10 heal block champions. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care and have an absolutely fantastic day.